Pre-storm shelters are now open. The shelters are located at the DeBusk Volunteer Fire Department on DeBusk Road, the Mossheim Volunteer Fire Department on West Andrew Johnson Highway, and at the Opportunity House on North Irish Street in Greeneville. Tusculum College announced Tuesday that President Dr. Nancy B. Moody will retire at the end of 2017. Dr. Moody submitted her letter of intent to the Tusculum Board of Trustees during their February meeting. She will continue to serve until December 31st. She has served as the first female president of Tusculum College since 2009. Dr. Kenneth A. Bowman, chair of the board, said that a presidential search committee is being formed and will be chaired by Dr. Greg Nelson, a Tusculum College trustee. The board will also be interviewing search firms for possible use in the search for a new president. Prior to joining Tusculum College, Dr. Moody was president of Lincoln Memorial University for 7 years. Moody is also the newly elected chair of the Board of Trustees of the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges. The Greeneville City Board of Education held its regular monthly meeting on Tuesday. Elizabeth Haygood Johnson reports.
The board approved replacing the floor of the weight room at the Greeneville High School field house. The project is expected to be completed during spring break at a total cost of nearly $19,000. The board also approved for upgrades to the school system's IT network. The total cost will be around $206,000. The majority of the upgrades will be paid for with E-rate grant funds, with the school system responsible for around $58,000. Tenure was approved for 21 teachers in the school system during Tuesday's meeting. A list of those tenure candidates can be found on our webpage at greeneville.com/news. Also during the meeting, the Tuesday Book Club presented a check for $1,000 for the Greeneville City Schools book bus. The bus is a traveling library that allows students to enjoy books during summer vacation. And during his report to the board, Director of Schools Dr. Jeff Morehouse announced that the system is still seeing effects of illness and attendance has not returned to a normal level. I'm Elizabeth Haygood Johnson reporting for Radio Greeneville News.
Leaders in the community met to discuss the future at the TVA Greene County 2017 planning session on Tuesday. Millie Calloway, Senior Program Manager of the Economic Development Branch of TVA, led the Greene County 2017 planning session at Greeneville Light and Power. Leaders from around Greene County, as well as concerned citizens, attended the meeting. Attendees came up with the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for Greeneville and Greene County. Some of the strengths are good schools, land availability, location, and higher education opportunities. Some of the weaknesses are drug issues, dining options for families, low number of high-paying jobs, and lack of desirable rentals for those seeking a place to live. Some of the opportunities mentioned are more downtown residential living, rental space for artists, parking garage downtown, and non-chain dining. Some of the threats are competing with other communities, the lure for residents to move to metro areas, lack of thinking outside the box, and lack of financial support. The attendees split into small groups and came up with priorities for the community. Some of these include community beautification, create green spaces downtown, and create a direct line between education and industry in the county. From these priorities, the attendees came up with a few goals to pursue, such as organizing a meeting between the Niswonger Foundation, the Greene County Partnership, and the school districts to bridge the gap between education and industry. A Greeneville man was recently sentenced to 17.5 years in federal prison after being convicted for his leadership role in a conspiracy to distribute large quantities of crack cocaine in East Tennessee. 40-year-old Barry Moore admitted in a plea agreement that between June and August of 2015, he sold crack on 3 separate occasions to an individual cooperating on behalf of law enforcement. Moore reportedly sold the crack from the back window of his residence and admitted distributing at least 2 kilograms of crack and powder cocaine between October 2012 and April 2016. Several co-defendants from Greeneville have or will be sentenced for their roles in the conspiracy. 51-year-old Zachary Moore was sentenced to 8 years in prison, while 31-year-old Sophia Arwood was sentenced to 5 years. Hearings will be held in the coming weeks for 35-year-old Fitzroy Turner and 38-year-old and Lucian Evans. The 3rd Judicial District Drug Task Force, the DEA, and the TBI participated in the investigation. For more on our news, visit our webpage at greeneville.com and sign up for our mobile news alerts by texting the word NEWS to 59457.
With a look at your world of sports, I'm Jim Miller. Severe weather has forced the postponement of the Region 1 Girls Basketball Championship games until Thursday night. At 7 o'clock Thursday night at Unicoi County High School, Greeneville will face Granger in the Class AA Championship. That game will air on AM 1340 WGRV. Thursday night at 7 o'clock from Chuckie Doak High School, it's the Girls Class A Championship between South Green and Hampton. Coverage on 103.1 FM WIKQ. Also on Thursday night, the AAA Finals at Science Hill. Daniel Boone will take on Morristown West. The boys at Region Tournament Championship games have been pushed to Friday as well. David Crockett will play Science Hill for the AAA Championship on Friday. Sullivan East will take on Granger for the boys AA Championship. And Friday it will be Cosby against Hampton for the boys Single A Region title. Vols open up the final week of the regular season on the road tonight at LSU. The Vols have dropped 2 in a row and are now 7-9 in the SEC and in 10th place in the conference standings. Meanwhile, LSU is dead last in the SEC at 1-15 in the conference. The Tigers' last victory came January 4th on the road at Missouri. Game time 7 o'clock tonight, and Vol Network coverage begins at 6:30 on 103.1 FM WIKQ. The Tusculum College men's basketball team plays at Lincoln Memorial University in the quarterfinal round of the South Atlantic Conference tournament tonight. The Pioneers are the number 8 seed after going 9-13 in the conference. Meanwhile, Lincoln Memorial is the number 1 seed. They were 19-3 in the conference. The Pioneers have lost 20 straight meetings with LMU since 2009 and are playing their 5th straight SAC tournament game against the Rail Splitters. Tusculum lost to Lincoln Memorial in 2011, 2012, 2013, and in 2016. Tip-off is 8 o'clock tonight from Harrogate. Coverage will start at 7:45 on AM 1450 WSMG, and the winner will advance to the semifinals Saturday in Greeneville, South Carolina, on the campus of Furman University. With a look at your world of sports, I'm Jim Miller.